welcome back to my channel. Today's model has hooded eyes. As you can see, I want you guys to take a good look at her eyes. They are hooded. Okay, so this is a hooded eye tutorial. I don't want to hear anybody in the comments saying her eyes are not hooded. No two hooded eyes look the same, and hooded eyes and lid space are two different things. Okay, so I'm gonna spray her face with the vintage spray just to prep her skin. I did fill her eyebrows in off camera because I used a new product. I used a brow pomade, which is something that I never use. I used the one from Morphe, so I just did that off camera. And now I'm going to start to conceal underneath her eyebrows. I'm using MAC's NC48 and NC42. And I'm going to bring the arch of her brow up just a little bit higher. This is going to give me the illusion of more eyelid space by moving her brow up a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is just take a fluffy blending brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush, and I'm just going to tap the concealer into the skin to blend all the concealer out. Now I'm taking my Helen eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to use the same fluffy brush, and I'm going to apply the primer directly on her eyes and blend it out. We're going in with my new favorite palette. This is the Morphe 3503. I believe it's a new palette. So going in with shade number 1, which was a light burnt orange color, I'm going to take my Sigma E40 and I'm going to just pack that color onto the outer portion of her eye. And I'm just going to focus out on the outer V. So what you want to do is basically have the outer portion, the outer half of her eye, you want to have your dark brown color on that portion of the eye. You kind of want to make the illusion of making the eye seem, the eye space itself seem bigger. You want to make it seem like you have more of a horizontal space. So what we're doing with this eyeshadow is creating an illusion so that when she opens her eyes, you are still able to see some of the eyeshadow work that we're doing. So I'm bringing that color into her crease, but I'm not bringing it forward. I'm just keeping it right in that area. Okay, so this is what it should look like. Now I'm going to go in with my second shade, which is just a lighter version of the first shade. It has more of a yellowish undertone, but it's basically just a lighter version of that color, and we're just going to use that to blur out that harsh edge. And I'm just tapping that color directly on top of the first color, and you want to make sure that you are light-handed and you aren't going too far up underneath the eyebrow. You do want to try to keep a negative space between the brow bone and the eyeshadow. So I'm bringing this color in a little bit further than I did with the darker brown. I'm going to start to sweep that color into the front of her eyebrows. So now you can see her eyes starting to take more of a shape because we're creating an illusion of this shape. We're making our own shape. So again, you're going to take that lighter shade and you're going to start to bring it into the front of her eyebrow. Now we're going in with a darker brown. This is a warm dark reddish brown, and I'm going to take a Morphe 441 brush, and I'm going to just focus down on the outer portion of the eye. We're just adding some definition here. Okay, so that's what it should be looking like so far. Now we're gonna go in with our metallic shade. I'm starting off with this coppery orange metallic, and I'm just using a flat shader brush to pack this color onto her lid, and we're gonna apply it to the negative space that we have left, that space that doesn't have any shadow on. That's where we're gonna apply it, and then we're gonna work our way back into the brown. Now I'm gonna take my MAC 286 brush, I believe, which is just a fluffy dual fiber brush, and I'm just gonna use this to blur out the edges because I don't want there to be any harsh lines with this eyeshadow look. So I'm just using this to make sure that the metallic blends into the matte shadows that we use. Now I'm just going in with a gold shade in her inner corner. You can't really tell on camera, but it is lighter than the first metallic that we laid down. I'm just using that in the inner corner. I'm just going in now to bring that brown color in, to smoke it in a little bit more, and I'm just gonna blend the gold and the brown together just so it's a more faded in look. And as you can see, like I was saying, when she opens her eyes, you'll only see half of all the eyeshadow work, which is why we need to bring the shadow up, because she has hooded eyes. So now I'm just taking a white eyeshadow to put in the inner corner of her eyes, just to open her eyes and brighten it up a little bit. This is that first color from the Anastasia Nude palette. So now we're gonna go in and add eyeliner. I'm using my SEPHORA Precision eyeliner. This is the only eyeliner that I use. One liner was going up more and one was going straight, so I just raised the other eyeliner up, and then I just cleaned up with concealer so that they just look a little bit more even. So here comes the fun part. Ooh, this is the part that's gonna just take the look to the next level, because she's cute right now, but we're gonna make it even better. So we're gonna take some black eyeshadow. I'm using a Morphe 433 brush, and I'm gonna pack that into the inner corner of her eye. I'm gonna start from where the eyeliner meets her outer V, and I'm gonna work it into the crease slightly, just a little bit. Then I'm gonna go back in with my Morphe 441 brush and that reddish brown shade that we used, and I'm gonna blend that together and sweep it towards the inside of her eye. So what we're doing is, again, creating an illusion, creating our own eye shape, lifting her eye shape, just to, you know, just to give an illusion of more eye space and more definition in her eye. So now we have more of a outer crease look, and all we did was basically make more dimension. We used the black to create dimension, and what that did was kind of bring her brow bone out more. It looks like it's protruding more, so it just looks like it's like, you know, more definition. I hope I'm making sense. I hope it makes sense, sis. But yeah. So now I'm just going in with a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm using a really light orange shade, which is in the palette. It's like a nude shade, just to blur out any harsh edges. And I'm gonna make sure I blend that shadow up into her eyebrows as well. Now I'm going back in with some more of that black to deepen it up some more. And again, I'm just sweeping that brown color into her brows. You want to make sure you're like blending the lightest brown into her eyebrows so everything just looks nice and fluid. All right, so now I'm just gonna clean up my eyeliner just to, you know, get them on the same page. And all I did was took my concealer in the shade NC48, which is closest to her skin tone, to do that. Now I'm taking some eyelash glue, some, what is it, duo glue, and then I'm gonna apply some chunky black holographic glitter on top. This glitter is from my glitter line. It's in the shade Scorpio. Ow, it's Scorpio Season Poo. And I'm just gonna use an angled eyebrow brush to tap that glitter on. I'm just making this liner a little bit longer and thicker to match the other side. Ooh, this is so cute. I'm telling you, when I was doing this, I was getting so excited. Because when she came, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Literally, I knew I was gonna use that Morphe palette, and I know I wanted to do a glitter liner, but I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I kind of just went along with it as I, you know, I just created as I went. But I was really feeling how this look was coming along. So now I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe and clean any fallout that may be underneath her eyes. Now I'm just going to see which lash I want to use on her. I am relaunching my eyelashes. So if you shop on my website, you notice that all my lashes are gone. I was selling them for $5. So yeah, you can go either way. I went with the heavier lash because it just made it more intense and more dramatic. And I was feeling it. I was feeling the drama, sis. So I went with the heavier lash. And I'm just going to use my fingers and my tweezers to apply these. And you want to make sure you push the lash up so that it curls up and dries upwards instead of drying downwards or too forward. I love. So now I'm going to go in to moisturize her skin. I am using the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. Then I'm going to go in with the OM Glow Bliss Skin Serum. And I'm going to press that into her skin. And this is what I'll be using to hydrate and prime her skin. For foundation, we're using the NARS All Day LUMI. We're using the shade CADIZ. And I'm just showing you guys that this foundation matches her undertone very well. It matches her neck and chest. It just looks really good. So I recommend doing that to make sure that the foundation is going to match the client's undertone. And then I'm going to go in with MAC's NC44, which is more of a yellow concealer because I want to make sure I'm pulling out that yellow from her skin tone. And then to contour her forehead, I'm going to use the Glamazon foundation sticks that I showed you guys before, and I'm using the shade number 7. And then I'm going to take this Morphe spray and I'm going to just spray her face down and start to blend out. I blend from the jaw and work my way up into the lighter color. I'm using my Real Techniques brush, of course, and I'm just tapping and patting that foundation into her skin. And the reason why I went to use that shade on the forehead, well, you'll see when I go to blend it out, her forehead is not even gonna be dark. I knew I was gonna bronze her skin up really good because the eyes are really warm and I wanted her face to be on the same energy. So that's why I opted to use that shade on her forehead. So this is what her skin looks like. The color it's a really, really good color match. I'm happy with it. Okay, so now I'm going in with a second layer of foundation. This is full coverage poo. So I'm doing a second layer, and what I did was just mix those two foundations that I used. I mixed them together first, and then I'm just applying them directly onto the face. So that's the right side with 2 layers, and that's the left side with 1 layer. Both sides look amazing. Both sides look great, but I wanted to do 2 layers because I wanted this look to be full coverage. I always show you guys how I do full coverage on my brown and deep skin girls. So I just wanted to show you that, you know, same technique on a lighter skin tone because you guys have been asking for that. So now I'm going in with the same foundation stick that I used to contour her skin. I'm going to go back in on her forehead, which I don't even know why I did. I guess I was just being extra. So I did forehead, cheeks, and jawline. And I'm just using that Ulta Precision foundation brush to tap that product into the skin. Now I'm going into conceal. I'm using the NC48 to first conceal. And then I'm going to use MAC's NC42 to highlight. So now I'm going in with my Real Techniques Instapop Cheek Brush, and I'm going to use this to blend out the concealer underneath her contour, chin, and forehead, I believe. Yeah, I used it for the forehead too. Now I'm going in with my Shop Miss A Beauty Blender sponge, and I'm going to use that to blend out the concealer underneath her eyes. Now I'm using my banana luxury powder by Ben Nye. I'm going to tap the powder in first to set, and then I'm going to leave some on to bake underneath her eyes, around her nose, mouth, chin, nose, and forehead. Now I'm using my MAC bronzer in Give Me Sun, and I'm going to use that to bronze and contour her cheeks. I'm going to use that on her cheeks and forehead. Oh my God, comment down vibe below if you're still here, because this look is a vibe. On her cheeks, I just used Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Deep Darkest, which is like a really warm, reddish powder. So I used that to just bronze her cheeks up even more. And now I'm taking the foundation brush that I used, and I'm just going to press that powder in underneath her eyes. I'm taking that same Give Me Sun, and I'm going to use that to lightly contour her nose. Really just defining the nose. Now we're going to go in and start to smoke out the bottom portion of her eye. I started off with INGLOT Gel Liner number 77, and I finished off with this Milk eyeliner pencil. Doing this really made her green eyes pop. And you also want a tight line. All right, so I'm gonna take a step away from her eyes real quick. We're gonna move back into the face. I'm using this MAC contour palette. I'm gonna use that orange to blush her and that brown to contour her even more. So now I'm going back in underneath her eyes. I'm using that reddish brown shade that we use to define her crease, and I'm going to smudge that underneath the black liner. Now I'm gonna go in with that black, and I'm gonna place that directly on top of that brown. This is gonna make it more smoldering and sexy. Ooh, look at her eyes, y'all. Yes, ma'am. You better come through. Feline vibes. I'm just swooping away any fallout. Going in with that same Morphe spray and just bring her face down to get rid of any extra powder that may be left on her face. And I'm going to take my foundation brush and just press that spray into her skin. Now I'm going in with my lip liner in the shade Cork. I'm going to line her lips. I'm going to use my lipstick from Glow Up Academy in the shade Damn Girl. And I'm going to apply that to the center of her lips and blend it into that lip liner. Then I'm going to go in with MAC's Myth lip gloss and apply that directly on top. Now I'm going in with my highlighter in the shade Glow Up, which is just a champagne gold highlighter. I just lightly highlighted her skin because I'm not into heavy highlight anymore. And I'm just going to apply that to her cheeks, nose, and a little bit on her forehead for a natural glow. I'm going to go in with that first spray that we used to set her face and press that spray into the skin. Last part is always mascara. I'm going to apply that to the top and bottom lash. And this is the completed look, you guys. Ooh. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. This is something really different from my channel. You guys were asking for something different, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And you already know I got the cell phone footage, boo. I got that cell phone footage. Look at this makeup. Nah, I'm really pleased. This came out really pretty. All right, you guys. I will catch you guys in my next tutorial. I hope you was able to learn at least one thing from this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.